Oh, got a Twosun. Twosun. I'm going to think up that theme song. All right, man, this is a bulky one. Like it barely fit in there. It's really big. So let's see what's up. Okay, well, I am bamboozled on this one. I know the knife. I don't know the model number, but I know that I thought this knife was smaller than this. This is a big boy. Wow. Look at this thing. Oh my goodness. Let's get that oil off of it. Wow. This was one that as soon as I saw it, I thought, ooh, I gotta have one of those, which I think that about most Twosuns, just because of the collection thing going. But this is one that I thought, man, let's get the blade out. Oh my goodness. Ooh-wee. Now that crikey, that's a knife. Let's look this thing over. Beautiful milled titanium. No real mill marks on the clip, but the scales have those fine mill marks all the way through them. This is a Tepe design, a TS448. And look at this. I got number 1. Come on. Wow. I'll take $10,000 for it. Wow, look at that, man. It's in YJ01 V1 steel. Look at the stonewash on that. Look at this. Look at the carbon fiber on this. Twosun's carbon fiber is, I mean, it is good stuff, man. I've never seen it pitted or damaged. You know, like sometimes it can be kind of funky. Not this stuff. It is legit wonderful. Nice titanium backspacer, titanium pocket clip recessed into the scale. I'm going to say sharpening tool, but yeah, no, you can get a finger in it. Wow, let's run this action. Ooh! Man, it's just a big knife. Spidey flick. Thumb flick. Wow. I mean, just wow. Wow. I mean, I'm in there. Look. I mean, listen, the action is stellar, but that blade is so big, man. This is a big knife. I mean, you know I don't do this normally, but yeah, this one deserves it because it's just so big. I had no idea this was such a big piece. So the blade, it's just shy of 4 inches total on the blade. I mean, the cutting surface is 3 3/4, I guess, around there. The handle is just shy of 5 1/2, And so the total length's going to fall in over 9¼ inches, or like right at 9¼ inches. That is I mean, it's a big dude. Yep. Big, big, big. I'm going to, I mean, the action's just, it's got a front flipper, I think. I think that's a front flipper. But I already know I can't front flip this. Yeah, the detent, look at this detent. Oh, it's stiff. Now, I might be able to massage it right here. Just by putting some pressure on this frame and running that action a little bit. And that lock bar is so long that, I mean, I can get some good pressure on this. Oh, look at it run now. It's a guillotine. Yeah, that definitely helped. I don't know if I can front flip it though still. Oh, I want it. I want it, but it's shredding me. Ooh, that was not fun. I'm gonna try one more time. No matter the pain, I'm going for it. No. Yeah, it's just the break on that detent. I mean, I'm going to look at this lock. Let me see where it locks up. And then it's about 50% between the scales here where it locks up. Let's see how far over that goes. Man, let's get in here. What a beautiful piece. I mean, legit big. I mean, if all you're into is small knives, this one may not be for you because it is large. But if you like big knives, woo, you should be drooling right now. This thing. Wonderful milling on the titanium side here. There we go. And then on the other side, look, double roll bearings, big titanium backspacer, large double rolled bearings, big ones. And then this may be more carbon fiber in this one half of this knife than any other two knives that I have. What a chunk of carbon fiber. And it's just, oh, it's just velvety soft. It's wonderful. Yeah, I mean, and then this chunk of titanium, this is legit. This is a real big piece of titanium right here. Let me see where we're locked up. I mean, man, I couldn't take much out of that. I mean, right there is where it sits at rest, and right there is where it locks up. So, I mean, I could take the tiniest little bit out of it. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to clean up this action, put some lightweight oil on it, and then see how it runs. Because it didn't run bad. I mean, honestly, the only thing with that stiff detent is I can't front flip it. Which, I mean, even if that detent was made a lot lighter, I'm not sure that I could, because the size and girth and bulk of this blade. I mean, how sharp is this thing? Oh man, is it sticky. Whew. Yeah, listen to it hit. it is a hulking piece of YJ steel. Wow. Wowie, wowie, wow, man. I did not expect this evening. You know, it showed up in the mail, and I had no idea it was this big. And then to get serial number 1 on this piece, come on. And Tepe designs. I haven't seen a lot of designs from Tepe lately in the Twosuns. New designs. But he does number all of his stuff. I mean, as a designer, how do you not get number 1? I would think you'd be first in line. I am going to do this since I'm here. I mean, if I can lighten that up, just the slightest little movement, I'm not going to do much here. It's going to be very insignificant. There we go. Yeah, and typical on a metal insert, it's locking up on that very edge. Do you see it? Right on the very edge over here is the lockup. It's amazing how little of actual contact there is between the blade and that metal insert. But by nature, it's forcing it into the blade. Okay. Got my bearings. Too much. I'm going to go with that right there. All right. Let's keep wiping. Wiping. Man, this chunk of... Yeah, I don't think I have any two knives, even if they're 100% carbon fiber, that have this much carbon fiber. Yeah, wow. I dig it, man. I like it a lot already. But it is way bigger than I thought it was. Even these hardened steel washers they're thicker than normal and big, overbuilt, you know. People's favorite little collars. I dig them. I wonder if they're steel or titanium. Yeah, they're titanium. Very cool. Cool. Huge double roll bearings. These are big ones. I think I got all this already. I didn't get this. There we go. And I'm pretty sure I got that pivot. I did. All right, let me get this oil cleaned up here. It's like I got an oil slick. All right. Well, let's reassemble. Well, we're waiting. Come on, man. Surely somebody You got me on that one, right? Oh, let's put a collar on it so I don't have to redo it. And then it's got a captured pivot. Yeah, it's captured in the carbon fiber. Awesome. Which I've talked about that before. I mean, it's not going to get 900 foot-pounds of torque on it. It's just enough to hold that steel while we turn out the other side, the screw on the other side. You know what I mean? It's fairly minimal. A lot of times just pressing down is enough tension to hold those. So that carbon fiber's plenty stout to hold that still. Got internal stop pins in the blade, nice big fat ones. It's in the carbon fiber on this side, which I don't know about all that, but as a safe or a save, it's in the titanium on the other side. So even if it does whack on this carbon fiber and get some give, eventually the titanium will take over if it's not already the main contact. It may already be the main contact. It's got to be this little one here. Yeah, that's T6. All right. Well, let's get a little lube on there. I mean, woo, feels like glass. So slippery. We're going to put a little bit where that detent ball runs. Okay. Hold on. How about our washer? Let's get that in the game. There we go. Reset. There we go. Okay. No harm, no foul. I'm going to check that detent before I put the pocket clip on. Make sure that I haven't hurt the knife somehow by not putting enough tension on that lock. Yeah, the lock failed. I'll show it here. I'm going to put that tension back. Yep. No worries. I'm going to put it back in there. Let me take it back apart. Okay. So a little bit of tuning. I had to put that back a little bit. And the action here is wonderful. Drop shot. Like a guillotine. And then, let's check it to see if it fails. Oh, it did fail. I mean, I put that tension back in there. So I may have to reprofile the face of that lock because, yeah, it's kicking out. I'm going to put just a little more tension on it, but if it fails again, because I think I'm definitely back to where we began, so I'm going to go beyond that, where we began, and see if it holds. If it doesn't, I mean, I'm not worried. I'm just going to have to reface that metal insert. Which I'm sure it was fine before I got messing with it, you know. I'll take responsibility for it. So I'm not fixing the knife, I'm just fixing my mess, you know. But I will say this, anytime you mess with this, it's certainly valid to check the lock, make sure that it's functioning correctly. There we go. Yeah, and that's hitting with some serious force because the weight of this knife, I mean, it's big, man. Okay. All right. Well, maybe I thought I went back where I started, but I didn't. Maybe I didn't quite get it there. But it's correct now. And of course, as you use the knife, it's only going to lock up better. You know, it's going to break in and get better lockup. Okay. All right. Let's get rid of the tools. Do a solid check-in here. Oh man, this steel. This whole thing. What a beautiful knife. Just a beauty. Okay. Action. Let's run it. So access to the lock, it's not lowered, but man, there's plenty of room. It's scalloped on both sides, so my thumb really intuitively fits in there. Not a lot of tension to get over there and push that out of the way. Pretty easy. So that part of it is good. Complete drop shut. The back flipper, I mean, it comes out of there with force. Spidey flick, yeah. I don't know why I flicked my wrist. I think it's just because it's so big. Let me, yeah, it'll just run. I don't got to flick my wrist. And then the thumb flick, yep. Wonderful. I mean, it's A-level action on a big knife. Very cool. Ergonomics. So not so confident, very confident. I mean, this knife goes whoop all the way up to the top. The lock in here, I mean, you can tell by looking at it. I'm so locked in that, I mean, yeah, it's an extremely confident grip. Like this, the reverse grip, I mean, really confident here. And then I think, yeah, I can Pakal grip this. Like if I wanted to hammer down, I'd want to be right here versus here. It's just the ergonomics in the blade making contact with material down here. I want it to come in this way versus this way. Makes sense. I'm not saying you agree, but you understand my twisted logic in it. Yeah, the ergonomics are stunning in this knife. What about that pocket clip? I mean, if I had a big knife, I'd want it to be ergonomically sound like this one. Yeah, so it represents a really big knife in the pocket because it is one and it represents itself well. That pocket clip runs like a dream. And I mean, it's a good large knife profile in the pocket. Excellent tension on this thick material. Let's see how it does on standard jean size material. I mean, it's a little light for the size of this knife, which means it's probably going to be a little light in my spot as well. Yeah, I think it is, and I'm gonna put a little tension on that clip real quick. Okay, looking in here, I bent that a little bit. It's imperceptible. You can't see that I did, but let's see how it runs now. Oh yeah, much better. Yep. Wonderful. I mean, big knife like that, it's got to have a good tension on the clip or just fly right out of your pocket. Let's check for safety. So right at the very tip, just that very corner right there, I can touch that very corner just ever so slightly. But I do got blade contact right there. What about the tip? Yeah, no contact on the tip. So the clip's awesome. The tip's good. And I mean, I'm pretty confident I can handle this and not get myself, but I do have blade contact. Just putting my finger down like that, I can touch this corner of the blade right there. Let me look at the profile. I mean, it's this part right here, right that very back corner. So, I mean, I don't think it would take much to sharpen that out of it, but yeah, I can get it. Speaking of sharp, got this horrible test paper, this really thin magazine paper. If it can cut this stuff, it can cut anything. Yeah. Yeah, so it's as sharp as that big, tall, flat grind should be, which is crazy, ridiculous sharp. Yeah, wonderful edge on that knife. Golly, price and availability. What an amazing little bighorn. That's, I mean, golly, this thing's awesome. Okay, so this TS448 YJ01-V1 steel, carbon fiber, titanium. These have been selling in the 130s to high 60s, almost 170, but 130s and up. And a couple have gotten away for less, but they're the oddity. And you know, that's the thing about D-Win 99 and selling these Twosuns. Every now and then, one of these will just sneak out, you know. And but almost all of these are 130s to 160s. Currently, there's an auction running as I do this video. I just looked. There's a live auction. There's two live auctions going, but there's a live auction for one of these going, and it's over $110 with a couple hours left. So it'll be interesting to see where it lands, and yeah, I'm not going to hang out because it's got a couple hours left. But yeah, wow, what an amazing piece. Yeah, it's just, I mean, this thing's legit on so many levels, man. Wonderful. Yep. Hey, I appreciate y'all watching. What a cool Twosun, man. And I mean, are they up in their game or what? The stuff that's coming right now is just, I mean, it's off the charts. And this is an example of that. Appreciate y'all watching.